In the last class, you have studied about the lateral wall of the nose. So today we will be studying about the paranasal air sinuses which are opening into the lateral wall of the nose. So I am just drawing a coronal section of the nasal cavity. So you can call this as the median partition, that is nothing but the nasal septum. So this is the floor of the nasal cavity. So now here I am going to write the lateral wall of the nasal cavity. So this is the roof. Then so in the lateral wall of the nasal cavity, you saw the projections, bony projections, which are otherwise called as concha, and below that you saw the spaces which are otherwise called as myiatices. So these are the three bony projections from above downwards. So this is superior concha, this is middle concha, and now this is inferior concha. So these are conchae. Then below the concha you are seeing the spaces. So this is called superior myitis. This is called middle myitis, and now this is called inferior myitis. And you know the structures which are opening here into these myiatises. So superior myitis, it receives the opening of the posterior ethmoidal sinus. Middle myitis, it receives the opening of anterior ethmoidal, middle ethmoidal, frontal, as well as the maxillary air sinus. And inferior myitis, it receives the opening of the nasolacrimal duct. So this is what you have studied in the lateral wall of the nose. Now let us see, so what are these paranasal air sinuses, so which are opening into these myiatises. So para means adjacent, nasal means adjacent to the nose. You will see the air filled cavities. Sinuses means cavities. So because these are filled with air, these are otherwise called as paranasal air sinuses. So to name the paranasal air sinuses, so we have got one frontal, then sphenoidal, then you have ethmoidal, then maxillary. So these are air-filled spaces which are present in the skull bones. Air-filled spaces which are present in the skull bones, and these are lined by the mucous membrane. So what is that lining epithelium in the mucous membrane? It is nothing but the lining epithelium of the nasal cavity itself. It is nothing but ciliated columnar epithelium, so which is secretory epithelium. So this secretes mucus. So now, what is the purpose of having these paranasal air sinuses in the cranial bones? So because it is filled with air, so you know, so if it is filled with air, so such bones will be called as pneumatic bones, and it reduces the weight of the skull bone. So these are called pneumatic bones. So they reduce the weight of the skull. So that is the first function we can say. So what is the second function? So if you just see, so a sort of resonation is imparted to our voice. So that resonance comes from these air-filled chambers. So it gives resonance to the voice, reduces the weight of the skull bones. Then third point is, I said because it secretes mucus, so it helps in humidification of air which we are inhaling. So what is the purpose of humidification of air? So when you look at the atmospheric air, so which is there at the atmospheric temperature, so that will be dry. So when the same air which is being inhaled, so what happens? That causes the dryness of the mucous membrane. So to prevent that, the humidification of air will be brought about by the secretions of these epithelium from the paranasal air sinuses. Now let us see what is the location of these paranasal air sinuses. So you know the roof of the nasal cavity was formed by the ethmoid bone. Just adjacent to that you will see the frontal bone. So if you see here, so this will be the frontal bone which holds the frontal air sinus. Then here, so in the roof of the nasal cavity which is being formed by the ethmoid bone, so there you will see the ethmoidal air sinuses. Then if you come down, so the lateral wall of the nasal cavity will be formed by the maxillary air sinus. So you will see the maxillary air sinus here. So this will be the maxillary air sinus. So frontal air sinus, then ethmoidal air sinus here. So this will be the opening of the middle ethmoidal sinus, and here there will be opening of the posterior ethmoidal sinus, and then to this same duct you will also get the opening of the anterior ethmoidal sinus that I will describe later. So now, so this is the location of frontal air sinus. This is the location of posterior ethmoidal air sinus. So this is middle ethmoidal air sinus, anterior ethmoidal sinus, and this is maxillary air sinus, of which, so if you just see, the size of the ethmoidal air sinuses is very small. So here this is posterior, this is middle, this is anterior. Now, so when you look at the size of the frontal air sinus, this is quite big, and maxillary air sinus, this is quite big, and we need a separate diagram to explain the sphenoidal air sinuses that I will be writing separately. So now here you are seeing the location. Now let us learn about the frontal air sinus first. So first is frontal air sinus. So whenever we are talking about the location, you can see the frontal air sinus will be, whole of it will be there within the frontal bone. Okay, so most of it will be seen in the anterior portion of the frontal bone. So when you take the measurements of this air sinus, so there is a vertical length, then there is transverse diameter, and then there will be anteroposterior diameter. So when you look at the three measurements of this frontal air sinus, so there will be vertically the